The TrutherGirls.
Hi everyone. Well, the other day I found this on the Daily Caller. CBS News affiliate calls 2012 presidential race for Barack Obama weeks ahead of election. So this news station ran a graphic that showed that Obama had won with 43% and Mitt Romney had 40% of the votes with 99% of precincts reporting. And of course the station is saying that, you know, it means nothing. It was just a test graphic, and they always test their graphics before elections, and this time it just happened to get on the air, but nothing to worry about, no conspiracy. It doesn't mean that, you know, the elections are rigged or anything, but I've seen other evidence showing that the elections are rigged, such as this: computer programmer testifies US elections rigged. Apparently this was uploaded March 2nd, 2006, and not much has changed since then. So there was a computer programmer, his name was Clint Curtis, who testified that Tom Feeney, Speaker of the House of Florida at the time, had basically tried to pay him to rig the elections, as in program those voting machine Diebold thingies or whatever, to rig the election. I remember watching the video and it was like, rig it so it comes out like 51% versus 49, or like just by a very small margin. And some of Feeney was later reelected after attacking the validity of Clint Curtis's testimony ad hominem. Curtis subsequently passed a polygraph test commissioned by a Washington, D.C. private investigator. So the guy probably wasn't lying. And, you know, if this doesn't convince you anyway that elections are rigged, then you could have a look at this. 2012 election rigged, this is going viral, re-edit. And, well, this is all about what happened earlier this year with Ron Paul and his votes. And there is a lot of evidence here, a lot of very strange things going on. In one case, the people who collected the votes were told not to look at the results, but they did, and they did this in public, so there were many witnesses, and they saw that Ron Paul was actually in the lead. And then when they handed them in, the people who, like, count the official tally or whatever, somehow had the numbers all backwards, with I think Mitt Romney leading, and then Ron Paul was like way at the bottom with 2 votes. And so the guys who counted the votes when they originally came in said, something doesn't add up here, and they just kind of told them, well, those are the numbers we have. So, you know, this is kind of old news to me. Yeah, the US elections are rigged, but the thing is, I don't think this is a reason to get totally discouraged and be like, oh man, you know, this sucks, like it's just a big charade, there's just a lot of puppetry, and we're totally screwed, we're totally disempowered. Because you know what, in fact, we're not totally disempowered, because we can still vote with our dollar. And this has a lot of power to it. And in fact, this is what's happening with the GMOs right now. And by the way, speaking of GMOs, I recommend that you go and see this film, Genetic Roulette, which is on geneticroulettemovie.com. and which is available for free until October 31st. And what you're going to see here is that there are tons and tons of scientific evidence showing that GMOs are very, very dangerous. And I'm not going to go into that, but please watch this movie if you still don't really understand what the big deal is about GMOs. And see, what's happening though is that people are waking up about the GMOs, and they're saying, we don't want this stuff. It's dangerous for us. It's making us sick. It's making our kids sick. It's making our pets sick. It's making our livestock sick. It's not saving any cost, because everybody's sick and the animals are sick and they have to spend more on medical care, and it's just bad news all around. People are sick and tired of GMOs, and as a result, now when you go to the store, you see more and more organic this, organic that, because you know what? That's what we want. We want real food. We don't want GMOs. And when it comes down to it, the corporations want to make money. It's all about money. So if people don't want their crappy product, well, they're going to have to rethink their strategy and make another one. And so, yeah, it sucks that the elections are rigged, but when it comes to a lot of things in our life, such as the food that we eat or the medicines that we use and these kinds of things, educational system, I know that we still have a lot of power, because we can still vote with our actions, vote with our dollar. So I'd like to focus on the positive and do that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not buying any GMOs, number 1, because they're toxic, and 2, because I don't want to support Monsanto. So elections are rigged. Are you going to vote anyway? Let me know what you think. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.